All right, and now I'd like to introduce our first external speaker. I actually just met him a few weeks ago. His name is Joshua, and he owns a company called, I think it's called NoBS Communications. So please welcome Joshua.
Hey, everybody. Wow. 3 weeks ago, I had no fucking idea that I would be standing on this stage in front of people that I'm falling in love with right now. It's so exciting. Are you guys excited to be here? Yeah. Just like watching all the preparations for this, I'm like, these people are so loved. They go all the fuck out to get you guys in this room and make it fun and like deliver the information in such a way that you can get it and don't fall asleep in your chair. So yeah, Tony and I met at this random meeting. I'm all about communication. My business is No Bullshit Communication. It's about how we show up authentically in our lives, how we really listen and create and become a space where people can be honest, where people can be vulnerable. I love the Brene Brown stuff just right before I came out here. And how we practice that, what we do, like how we do our sort of push-ups around becoming more vulnerable. So I met Tony because I came out with a team of people that were gonna pitch this game to Zappos. It's a communication and connection game. And the team wasn't that interested in the game, but it might have had something to do with my suggestion that we do bumper cars in our roller chairs around the table a few times that caught Tony's attention, and we just started having incredible conversations about AI and the simulation and all of this stuff, and now here I am 3 weeks later on stage in front of all of you guys, and I'm kind of tripping out. But I'm gonna use my clicker. So this is my thing, No Bullshit Communication. Let me ask you something. How many of you want to live a fucking awesome life? Say yes. Yeah. So for how many of you is having fucking awesome relationships a huge part of having a fucking awesome life? Say yes. All right. And I imagine you spend a significant amount of your time in relationships at work here at Zappos, yeah? Is Zappos a fucking awesome place to work? Beautiful. So, before we proceed, I don't want to get up here and talk at you a lot. I want to do some experiments with you. I'm not experimenting on you per se, but you can look at it that way if you like. So, I want to ask you to take a moment, just as you are, to tense up your whole body right now. Just get tense. Squeeze your butt cheeks, pull your toes tight. Fists tight. Oh, get the shoulders up. Clench your jaw. Oh. Now, on the count of 3, go limp. 1, hold it. 2, 3. Go completely limp now. Limp in your chair. You're a puddle in your seat right now. Now, okay. Now, slowly come up and just bring your spine erect. Feel your feet on the floor. Stack your spine, relax your shoulders. Take a deep breath. See, relaxed is a state somewhere between really tense and limp. It's not the opposite of tense. So raise your hand if you noticed a little difference in your own, like how you feel sitting the way you're sitting now. Raise your hand. Yeah? Awesome, okay. So if you're willing to sit relaxed with your spine stacked and your feet on the floor as I finish out my 11 minutes, can you say hell yes? Awesome. If you're fucking excited to sit like this for the next 10 minutes, can you say fuck yes? Awesome, thank you. So I don't think I have to really drive home my like personal point, my life purpose agenda that life is about relationships, right? It's not about the stuff. It's about connection. It's about the people in our lives. It's about cultivating relationships where we trust and where we can be vulnerable and honest and real and totally ourselves. Do you guys agree? Yeah. So, unfortunately, we kind of come in with this sort of bullshit operating system that can make vulnerability and authenticity kind of difficult in relationships. And so what I've done is kind of figure out the 5 categories of bullshit that I like to identify that tend to disrupt connection, that tend to make our relationships go badly. And I want to talk to you guys about that. Are you guys curious about some of this bullshit? Sweet. So, first of all, raise your hand if you have a decent bullshit radar. You know when somebody's shoveling some bullshit at you. Okay, awesome. Now, raise both hands if you've been the one holding the shovel once or twice in your life. Okay, good, thank you. Because I like to say the greatest trick your bullshit ever pulled is convincing you that you don't have any. And it's usually when we're in our unconscious bullshit that things are going downhill fast in our relationships. But I like to talk about these 5 basic forms of bullshit. We have your projection bullshit, and your reactive bullshit, and your demand bullshit, and your avoidant bullshit, and your victim bullshit, okay? So I'm gonna run through these and focus a little bit more on victim bullshit, because I think that taking responsibility for our lives is one of the most exciting and terrifying journeys we can go on, like really taking 100% responsibility, and we'll play with that in a minute. But let's talk about some bullshit. So, master your projection bullshit. What do I mean by projection? What I mean by projection is the stories we tell ourselves about other people. When we think we know other people's motivations, when we've got someone figured out and we're judging them, moralistic judgments and things like that, right? So, for instance, which one of these is a projection? Joshua has long hair, or Joshua's a girly man? Which one? Girly man. Very good, right? Okay. And which one of these is a projection? Joshua is funny, or Joshua made me laugh 3 times. Joshua is funny. That's right. You guys are so smart. So when we project on people, when I tell my story at somebody, things get weird fast, because we all are dreaming our own dream. We all have different stories about ourselves. When somebody projects their story about me onto me, all of a sudden, I'm stepping back from them and starting to defend this me over here from the me that they're projecting onto me, and it gets really weird. So when we can focus more on the facts, Joshua made me laugh 3 times, he has long hair, and less on our stories about people, both internally and when we're in conversations, especially those challenging conversations, right? Then we're winning. We're actually creating connection, right? Because I can say, "You never do the dishes." And what's the first thing that you think of when I say, "You never do the dishes"? The last time you did the dishes, right? So now we're opposite corners, gloves go on, we're ready, right? If I say, "You said you would do the dishes before I got home and they're still in the sink," it's kind of a different feel to the whole thing, right? We can't argue about that. So when we start with connection, when we start with facts, shared reality, we're doing well. And we talk about our feelings, like Joshua is annoying versus I felt so annoyed when I was hanging out with Joshua the other night. Which one is a projection? Okay, you guys got this. So, master your projection bullshit. Focus more on facts and feelings. Master your reactive bullshit. How many of you would love to never take anything personally ever again? Say, I. Yeah, me too. That's what I'm working on. The most amazing sort of trick I've ever learned about not taking things personally is to realize every time somebody opens their mouth that they're actually revealing their world to you. They're not talking about you, even if they're using your name and pointing a finger at you. They're revealing their experience. And the more I can allow somebody to have their experience and actually listen and be curious about it, the less I take any of their bullshit personally. The more we can actually connect around their authentic experience, the more room I have to then express my authentic experience, and the more sort of exciting emergent strategies arise out of these kinds of connections. So, listening to others without taking it personally. Does that sound like some good stuff? Yeah. Master your demand bullshit, right? So we make demands all the time. It's like expecting other people to do what we want them to do. We forget that other people are totally autonomous, and shit is so much more fun when they're authentically and autonomously and joyfully collaborating with us to get our collective needs met. And so when we are in a place of respect, and when we're actually asking for what we want and willing to hear no, and then have no become like a point of departure for a conversation about how we can collaborate to get our needs met, then we're winning, right? When we move into our coercive strategies and we start sort of making veiled threats or withholding affection and all the other things that we do to get what we want, these inherited strategies, right? Then we create a lot of extra tension in our relationships. So who would love to master their demand bullshit? Say yes. Thank you. And, master your avoidant bullshit. Raise your hand and put your hand over your eyes if you tend to shy away from difficult conversations, or maybe not talk about that thing that really bothers you sometimes. So, yeah, that's my thing. Like, I just want to have like comfortable interactions with people all the time, and so I can shy away from saying the difficult truth or giving somebody the feedback that I know that they don't want to hear, right? But when we show up authentic about our experience, when I can say it without projecting my story onto that person, when I can talk about my feelings and what I need, what's important to me, and when I can ask for what I want as a point of departure and not as a demand, then I'm mastering my avoidant bullshit. And the more I do that, the more I connect with people and actually have fun there and can discover new things about them and be heard. Right? So who would love to have more like non-projecting truth tellers in their life? Say yes. Awesome. All right. And now my personal favorite. Master your victim bullshit. All right? So what does it mean to take 100% responsibility for my life? Right? Focusing on my needs and my feelings and my actions. And I keep looking back there and there's a screen right there. Why didn't you tell me? And so a lot of people, nobody wants to play the victim, right? But I have a very specific way of talking about victim bullshit, which is that anytime you're telling yourself that your feelings or your actions or your situation is caused by some other person, some situation or circumstance or vague rule or law, you are playing the victim. You are outsourcing the power and responsibility for your experience right now onto somebody else, onto a situation, onto some vague rule or law, okay? Who wants to take 100% fucking responsibility for their life? Say fuck yes. Fuck yes. All right. I just want to say, like, people do bad shit from, like, frustrating to horrific. And people have been victims of that bad shit. And I do not want to minimize how traumatic that is. But we have a moment, we have a choice every moment to either identify with ourselves as the victim of those things that have happened or as the survivor and start taking care of ourselves and focusing on our own needs. And so when I was sort of discovering this in myself and starting to notice more of my victim bullshit, I made up a little song that I'd like to share with you, and I hope that you'll sing along with me once you catch it. Because like every time I notice myself outsourcing and being like, she's just selling this, and then like I was like, oh, I started singing myself this song, and it goes like this: V-I-C-T-I-M, I feel this way because of them, a victim. I'm a victim. V-I-C-T-I-M, I feel this way because of them, a victim. I'm a victim. Come on now. V-I-C-T-I-M, I feel this way because of them, a victim. I'm a victim. One more time. V-I-C-T-I-M, I feel this way because of them, a victim. I'm a victim. Thank you, thank you. Okay, I'm gonna go over time a little bit. I'm breaking the rules. Because there's one more thing I wanna do. When we recognize that we are outsourcing our power, one of the really powerful ways to take responsibility for our feelings is to know that we can change our state at any moment. And I wanna do a little state changer with you guys right now, so I'm gonna ask you to stand up out of your seats. This is some no bullshit yoga right now. We're gonna do some no bullshit yoga. And the pose for you yoginis this is called fucking awesome asana, okay? And it goes like this. Put your feet, a little wider than shoulder width. Okay, good. Straighten your legs, push your pelvis forward just a little bit. Yeah, like that. All right, good. Now, take a deep breath and lift your chest up. Tilt your head back just slightly. I'm looking right into the fucking light. Now, put your hands up over your head, all right? This is physiology right here. You are right now adding some testosterone to your system, which makes you feel empowered. Does anybody feel a little more empowered already? Yeah. Okay, so I totally stole this from Katie McGonigal, but we're gonna go on because, all right, you're also reducing cortisol right now. This is great. Now, here's the fun part. I want you to repeat after me, okay? Take a deep breath. Wow! I am fucking awesome! Another deep breath. Wow! Like you're just discovering it. I am fucking awesome! I want you to look at somebody next to you. Wow! You are fucking awesome! Find somebody else. Take a deep breath. Wow! You are fucking awesome! Stay with me, keep those hands up. I didn't say it was gonna be comfortable. God. All right, take another deep breath. Say, I fucking love me. I fucking love my life. I love my fucking relationships. I love this body. I fucking love Zappos. Wow. I am fucking awesome. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much.